I'm gonna be there with you every single day. Like if you hired me as your own personal trainer. Come on, I gotcha. Keep going, keep going. 3, 2, 1, done. And I even include a simple to follow nutrition plan filled with common sense guidelines, plus nutritious and delicious meals designed to facilitate muscle growth, promote fat loss, and give your metabolism the boost it needs to make sure you get results. Plus, we designed the program specifically around Beachbody Performance supplements so you maximize each workout. Look, it's just 4 days a week, so you gotta make them count.
LIIFT 4 is a state-of-the-art approach to fitness and nutrition made simple. The best part is each week there's a cheat day.
Here's the cheat day.
So you can still have a life.
Boy, too cheesy.
So if you're ready to lift, hit, rest, and repeat for 8 weeks, it's time for LIIFT 4.
Get in, get it done, and see just how far you can take yourself in the next 8 weeks.
LIIFT 4, coming to Beachbody On Demand October 1st. VIP early access starts July 16th. On sale June 11th. Contact your Team Beachbody coach.
Please welcome the new man with the new plan, Joel Freeman.
No, we're not.
No. I like that song. Honestly, it's just my hair. I need my mullet back.
We all.
I couldn't sport a mullet.
Rock it, man.
Honestly, I had a little tiny little thin tie, have a mullet.
I feel a theme, party theme coming on.
Fantastic. I went out and I would drive my Pacer. It was awesome. Okay, now there's a problem out there.
There's a couple of them.
There's a couple of problems out there, and LIIFT 4 solves them. Let's start with the problem.
Right.
What is the problem that, frankly, wasn't addressed in the Beachbody ecosystem yet that perpetuated the design of LIIFT 4?
Well, we looked at hi everybody, by the way. Looked at really what was missing, not just from the library, but what are we not addressing in our programming. And the Beachbody library has hundreds and hundreds of amazing fitness programs, but we're still lacking the consistency and the retention of people starting something, being able to stick with it, and then once that particular amount of time is over, whether it be 8 weeks or whatever, to continue on. And this is not just in Beachbody, this is in the fitness world. I've been in the fitness industry since I was 19. I've seen this. It doesn't matter if it's a gym or anything. People cannot stay realistic in their movements, in their exercise patterns and things like that. So with LIIFT 4, that's what we went after, was saying, okay, after the 8 weeks, is this something that can be realistically continued for somebody in their daily regimen?
Right. I also think that we've never had something in the catalog which allowed a person to sort of coexist with their other interests.
Yes.
So, and that, in fact, that's kind of true for me. So literally, my life is leave the house, I've got about a 20-foot walk to the car, then I'm inside, drive to work, 20-foot walk into and repeat. Like literally, that's my repetition. And so if I'm gonna work out, I would like to have at least a few days a week to go out and do something. So the fact that there's a program that's a little bit more forgiving in terms of lifestyle, playing with the kids and other things, or running and biking and so on, that you've got these 4 disciplined days where you get it all together in 30 to 35 minutes, and then you've got these other days that you can do something else.
Yeah, and you love to bicycle during the weekends, and I give people, someone today asked, like, can I do this when I train for a Tough Mudder? Can I do this when I'm swimming? And the answer is yes. That's the whole point, is with LIIFT 4, we wanted this program to be able to mold this program around your life, not the other way around. So now it's going to be very realistic and attainable for anybody doing this program, because then you can still do everything it takes. If it's an activity you want to do, or you got to take your kids to soccer practice, or whatever those things are, you still can get the workouts in, because it's 4 days. You're going to work, and those 4 days, trust me, 30 to 35, 40 minutes, like, there's no rest.
Well, let's talk about that, because you've got, LIIFT is lifting, and high intensity interval training. That's why we get the bonus eye.
The 2 eyes out of it. Makes sense now?
Is you getting it? People are like, LIIFT.
They're like, LIIFT?
You could have put the ooglot over that. That's a thing, an ooglot. I didn't make that word.
What's an ooglot?
One person in the crowd knew what that was.
We're like, yeah, ooglot. Right on.
Away.
Team Oogla. Okay, moving on. So the workouts are 30 to 35 minutes,
Yes.
including resistance training and cardio. How do you make that work, and how can they represent this program when it comes out in June, or when we start it in July, that it's really a comprehensive, good workout in that little time?
So when I was designing LIIFT, anybody did lift and hit on my exclusives?
Yes.
A couple people. If you haven't, you should, because it's going to give you a really good insight to it. But when I was writing writing the concept for this, really went back to the basics of weightlifting 101, back to pumping iron, Arnold Schwarzenegger days of just basic heavy lifting, hypertrophy training, 3 sets of 10. And in doing that, you just engage your muscles, the specific muscle group that we're working, so much more than you will when you start going compound movements and complex movements. So it's really back to weightlifting 101, dumbbells only, no other equipment whatsoever. Like you're doing you'll do chest press on the floor, because we just want to take all the extraneous stuff, extraneous is the word, right? All the extra stuff out of the way. Doing that first in the lift, that's where I need the most amount of energy for your body, your muscles, your glycogen storage, so that's what we're gonna go after, and then we go full metabolic spike for the hit. So this is how you can get, from the science perspective, the most effective workout in the least amount of time, plus, because we went after the hypertrophy training, now your muscles are gonna be working in overtime and overdrive once you're done. So you're, as we call it, the afterburn, it's called epoch effect. You're just burning, you're just shredding calories even when the workout is over. And that's, so many people get used to the fact that I burned only, this many calories in my workout, but a lot of times you forget how many calories you can burn afterward.
Right, and that's what HIIT training is all about.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt,
Yeah.
we've seen that clock just continue on the burning. But you said now the only equipment you need is dumbbells.
Yep.
However, one thing that we pushed for was so that people who don't even have dumbbells can do the program, or if you're traveling, you can still do it with a resistance band. And you know how we normally would have, if you look in the bottom right corner of the Beachbody On Demand screen on the web, you have the modifier. So you can bring up this view that has the main screen and then this locked off modifier. Instead, now the modifier is on the set with Joel, but we have a thing called the bandifier. So you can bring out, you literally, while they're all doing it with dumbbells, you have this person doing it with a resistance band the entire time. So if you're on the road, or that's just the way you want to work out, you don't have dumbbells, and in fact it will be included, 2 sets of resistance bands are going to be in the challenge pack, that you can actually just do it with the resistance band. So I kind of like that.
And again, it goes back to the fact that we're just making this as simple as possible. So if you're traveling, and we just want to take all the barriers away. Think about all the barriers that you guys as coaches get when you're talking to a new client or a new prospect, and they have these excuses. I don't have enough equipment. I can't do this because I travel. Whatever it is, that was the idea, is to overcome all of this.
Now, so out of 4 days that we're doing the program, how many of those days do I have to do my core? Because I'm all about the core.
So most people are always asking for more abs, right? You're always like, well, I did this, but then I did like ab ripper or something like that. So we know that people always want more abs. So I put in a core component every single workout. Hashtag you're welcome.
You got a hashtag.
Hashtag.
People will always want that
I
hashtag.
don't know what this is. It's a
Got it. Now, all right, let's work in the nutrition plan, because that was done sort of in a similar vein, that we wanted people to be able to have a component to the program that would allow them to see amazing results out of 4 days a week, but also live life. Particularly on a program that we're launching in the summer, which is when you're sort of looking to get a little bit of break from so much discipline or whatever that we sort of had the first 6 months of the year. How did we approach the nutrition plan from that perspective, so that you can coexist with real life?
Well, from the nutrition standpoint, everybody who's a part of Beachbody knows, I think we beat up the nutrition part. We have so many amazing things coming out with 2B Mindset, and you have Portion Fix, and you have all that stuff. The nutrition's there, it's already there for them. But with LIIFT4, I wanted again to make it realistic and make it simple. So I kind of thought to myself, how is it for me? Like summertime, as you said, for me it's like football season. During football season, I gotta be sitting on the couch with a beer. Like it just, it goes hand in hand. So I thought of all these different things, and so what we wanted to do is just make it realistic and simplistic, and we just balance the macros out. And that's really simple, 30, 40, 30. And look, that's what this is based around, saying if you can work out for 4 days, if you give me 4 good days, 5 to 6 days, keep your nutrition in check, which means don't eat the crap. We all know we should, let's be honest, we all know we shouldn't eat the pizza. Or we know we shouldn't eat the kids' Cheetos, but you're gonna. So if you actually don't do that for just 5, 6 days a week, 6 is the best, and then the 7th day we relax it. You saw me scotch, cheers. Like, you saw my scotch collection. Like, that's mine. I'm proud of it. I love scotch, and it's a better, scotch. Anchorman. So, we just want to make it realistic of it, and that's really what it comes down to. We all know what we need to do. If you want shredded abs, you have to cut the crap out. You have to go into it and really work for it, but we're talking realistic fitness and realistic nutrition with LIIFT.
Well, that's the thing that I want you to be able to have the confidence that this program that's very different than anything Beachbody's ever done for a couple of reasons, particularly in the sort of the contemporary version of Beachbody, in that the approach to fitness is far more direct, not necessarily compound movements where we're trying to, which get more complex by trying to work multiple body parts. It's sort of a, I want to work on my biceps now, I'm going to work on my shoulders now, I'm going to work on my legs now. And so you get that sort of simplicity that, particularly for people who aren't super into fitness or familiar with fitness, there's not a steep learning curve to master the program, which I think is really smart. But at the same time, the routines are intense enough that you need that rest day in order to recover, so you can bring back that intensity the next day and get everything out of the program. So you do the hard workout, you get the rest day. We do incorporate the Beachbody Performance line intrinsically with the program, so that energize, and I know you guys are drinking it on set.
We're just chugging it on set.
Yeah, exactly. So, and obviously recover was an important part of that, because recovery is integrated into this program. But at the same time, we all know that, like, if you're going to get results from a program, you better keep that nutrition consistent over time. So by having that cheat day, we went back and forth on how we're going to do this. Is it going to be 2 cheat days? Is it going to be 3 cheat? Like, are we going to cheat days? Is it be? Let's make it all cheat days.
Yeah, why not?
And just, and then just start.
And just not work out at all.
Yeah,
no program, no workout, no cheat, like no
one day you just don't eat anything.
Yes.
Okay. So that was going to be the program, and they're like, no, that.
The team said no to that.
Yes. That had a different name that rhymed with shift, kind of, or lift. Sorry. Anyway, so, but what we did was, by putting this cheat day in, we were saying these 6 days, which we've all experienced with our challenges or ourselves, that maintaining the discipline over the course of 7 days for a long period of time is a lot to ask. And things happen, people have birthdays, people have parties, or you want to go out and do something. So knowing that there's that day that you can place anywhere in the week, really, gives you the extra motivation and discipline to be able to do those 6 days the way they're designed. And if you do them the way they're designed, you know you're going to get the results. So 4 days a week, 3 days off, and consistent discipline around nutrition, except for that cheat day, which you still manage.
Yeah, it's not about like, hey, cheat day, I can do whatever I want and eat the entire plate of nachos. If you can, might have a problem. Or that's actually just really impressive if you can eat the entire plate of nachos. But it's like keeping it in check. But it basically comes down to LIIFT is designed for you to be able to still live your life and not feel like you're giving something up. And this is what I've seen so many times from so many years as a personal trainer, as gym sales, as Beachbody program, even with quarter force and everything like that, is people would say, I did really good for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then it became too much to handle, and that's where the realism set in, where people don't always have the support systems at home. Their spouse is saying, yes, you can do this. You still got to cook dinner for your kids, and your kids aren't going to eat kale. I don't want to eat kale, so like the kids don't want to eat kale. So you've got all these realisms that set in a few weeks after that you start a new program, and that's when people drop off because they say it's too hard, I can't keep up with this. With LIIFT, the purpose of LIIFT is to say, yes, you can. It's realistic in all facets.
Now let's talk about the launch for a second, because obviously the program will go on sale. I mean, challenge packs will all open up on June 11th, similar to what we did with 80-Day Obsession, where we have a month or so in advance. That lets you build momentum up towards Summit, so that then when we're all at Summit and we're talking about it and you're previewing the workouts and everything, like, people will be able to be getting it. They will already be focusing on starting with this on July 16th. But this is the thing I want to impress upon you. Same thing as 80-Day Obsession. You want to be in that exclusive coach test group working with Joel so that you have insight into this program and you are a professional coach. Doesn't mean you have to be a fitness or nutrition professional, but because you're getting this additional layer of instruction and training and insight, it's going to help you be a better coach, managing your teams with your challenge groups. And frankly, the reason that we did this VIP early access, where the program will go into the all access catalog on October 1st, but we wanted to give the coaches an incentive to put skin in the game at the beginning. We've realized this as a company. There's a reason that YouTube is not the leading provider of fitness content in the world, because something that's just sitting there for free, it's very easy to quit. But when you put up $160 or $40 or whatever, when you've got skin in the game, you finish that thing because you made an investment. Now the good news is, the way we're constructing this with early bird access is it's actually free if they get a challenge pack. Okay, so there's that extra $40 of value or so, like the early bird access for everybody is around $40, but it comes included in the challenge pack. So you're going to be able to use that as leverage to help people get started with the total package, so that they're not just getting the $7,000 of content, but they're getting early access. They are part of this first wave of people that will now be used as the success stories to be promoting the product forever in time, and access to Joel at the beginning. So I think this is a really ingenious construct, which frankly we owe a lot to the Coach Advisory Board for helping us steer in this direction. But you can start to think ahead now. You want to get people primed at June 11th is when they can start to buy it. And one cool thing that we've done, final thing, we produced a thing that we call a fit fomercial. Not an infomercial, but a fit fomercial, meaning
he's very witty.
Oh, stop it. So you know how we did a little obsessed with 80-Day Obsession. Instead of doing an entire week free to give people a sort of a preview of the type of moves, we did one workout that it was about 35 minutes or so.
About 30.
Okay, so about 30 minutes long, and that will go sit in front of the paywall, meaning you don't need to be logged in, you don't need to have a membership, and people will actually be able to do sort of a sampling of LIIFT 4. But at the same time, throughout that fit fomercial, he's talking about much of what we talked about here. 4 days a week, 3 days of rest, here's the way the nutrition plan works, and the importance of Shakeology, the Beachbody Performance line, and how valuable it is to have a coach. So you can send somebody, you can show them that fit fomercial. I don't know if it's going to be forwardable. I'm not sure how that technology works, but they can go look at it, and that will be helping promote and pitch this, so that you don't have to have all the sales points and features and benefits. That actually this fit fomercial will do the heavy lifting. So pretty excited about that. That's a new feature that goes up June 11th. So.
And with the challenge pack, my last thought is with the challenge packs, because there's so many iterations of the challenge packs. I think there's gonna be like 20 or so iterations. A lot of times we get questions based on like, what's the best one that, in my opinion, what's the best one that really accompanies this with this? It's gonna depend on who you're talking to and on their personal needs, but I will say, this is why I was so excited when we really teamed up with the Beachbody Performance team, because when you guys, like, we all know that sore feeling, and if you think about that feeling that if you haven't lifted in a while and then you get right back into it, how you can't lift your arms to wash your hair feeling, that's what your clients and your prospects are going to feel when they do that one fit fomercial workout. So in my opinion, honestly, the best thing to do is try to team up with some of the BBP challenge pack products, especially Recover. That's going to keep, because that way when they wake up the next day and they can't lift their arms, it won't be as bad, and then they don't think they're dying. Because that's usually, we all have that dying feeling, right? Where you think you're dying. Recover will help so much with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to the program. You're gonna start to see sort of throughout mid-May, we'll be really dialing up the promotion of LIIFT 4, and hopefully you'll be sharing